When the application is open, the user is presented with the logged out screen. The user simply has to click the login button and he will be presented with a standard Facebook login dialog. Here I will enter my username and my password. This time around I'll actually enter my password correctly and then press the login button. This will then communicate with Facebook and log me in, at which point I'm presented with the home screen where I have a profile picture of my account, my name, and a link that will actually open a new tab to my profile page. Here you can see the public profile page for my account. I can also close that tab by simply clicking on the X when you hover over. Now a user can simply type into the search box. In the first user case, I'm going to search for Julia, the person that I met the other day. Here I type in this name and click the search button. Our application calculates the search results. As you can see, we have 6 results for Julia, and let's go have a look at the first one. Julia Cutler. Open a new tab, and this actually looks like the Julia that I met the other day, but I'm not sure. Let me see if we have any mutual friends. Oh, here's Nick, and it was at Nick's party that I met her. That's probably the Julia I was looking for. And over here, we actually have Julia Cooter. Julia here is one of my friends, and you can see that we have a lot of connections. Next, let's actually have a look at Julia Mancuso. Looks like a lot of my cycling friends are interested. Oh, she's an athlete, and they're all her fans. It's kind of cool. Next, let me just go back to Julia Cutler and add her as a friend. Now that I'm done with the first user story, let's have a look at the second, photography. I'm going to type that in and click the search button. Our application performs the search. And as you can see, we have some interesting results. The first are group pages, and if you click on the first one, turns out it is an interest, and there's some information about photography. Not exactly what I was looking for, but a lot of my friends are interested in that page. Let's have a look at the second result. Photography as a field of interest. Alright, this looks a bit more promising. And let's see how many of my friends are interested. Decent amount. This could actually be some very valuable information. To log out of the application, all I simply have to do is click the log out button, and it clears all state. To log back in, click on the login, and if the user credentials are stored, it will log me in automatically. For the application to determine the connections between search results and myself, it must preload a lot of information. When this data gets old, the user can simply refresh it by clicking on the Refresh Friend Data button. This will systematically collect all the information about my friends and store it in an easily retrievable manner locally on the computer. While retrieving data, it is not possible to do a search, and if the user types in a search term and clicks on the search button, he will be presented with an alert message. Once the prefetching of data is done, the user can continue to do search on new data. Note, depending upon the number of friends you have and the internet connection, prefetching data may take anywhere from several seconds to several minutes. Let's do a search on cycling to see what kind of results we get. As an avid cyclist, I have a lot of friends who are interested in cycling, and as you can see, the cycling group page is the #1 result, as many of my friends are fans of that. Next up, however, is Joe Capina, my friend who lives and breathes cycling. We also have a lot of friends in common. Joe is also a computer scientist, and therefore we share a lot of common interests. This ranks him as second best search result. We also have USA Cycling up here, as well as Versus Cycling. And for the last result, Steve Lehman. Steve, who's also another avid cyclist friend of mine. This actually shows how these search results are much better than what Facebook would have returned, simply because it shows the connections and prioritizes them based upon the relationship they have to me.